Hello, Dan here, 18th of April, and today I'm going to be setting some potatoes in this no-dig bed here. So, got enough room for about 2 rows. I could put a few more rows in if I wanted, but 2 will suffice for the time being. I've got some chard left over there and I've got some peas set here. So 2 rows down here will be just wonderful. So I've got 2 varieties of potato here. This variety here's a first early, and this is known as Swift. Lovely variety, ready very quickly, nice taste. Also known as a determinate potato. They grow on 1 layer, really good. I recommend you grow these, I've grown them before. Now, main crop variety here, also known as an indeterminate potato, grows on more than 1 layer, and this is called Blue Danube. I presume that's how you say it. And they are a lovely looking potato, and they're said to make really nice roast potatoes, so that's really good. So I'm going to be planting them out here, and I'm going to take the opportunity now though to enrich this growing medium a little bit, you know, with the rule of always returning nutrients to the soil. So the growing medium here is very good. I brought the majority of this compost down here when I took the allotment on, so it is nutritious. It yielded massive crops of spinach and beetroot and had a good crop of sprouts out of it, but not going to be resting on my laurels. I'm still going to be returning some more nutrients back to the soil because I want to keep building it over time. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a load of horse manure and coat this area with it. So I got my first wheelbarrow of manure, going to put that down. Any sort of bits of debris that aren't meant to be at your allotment or in your garden, take them out and get rid of them. Don't want them there. So 7 wheelbarrows of horse manure on here. You don't have to put as many as that on. You don't have to put any on. Could just grow straight into the growing medium underneath. If you don't have much horse manure or good quality compost to chuck on there, maybe just chuck 1 or 2 barrow loads on it and just spread it. So I've got my bed all manured up now. So I've got my tags here with the varieties I'm growing, so the date as well, 18th of the 4th, 18th of April, Blue Danube. They're going to go here because they're going to occupy the ground longer than the Swift because they are a main crop potato, so they take longer to produce. So the Swift are going to go here, and I've got the row about 1.5 foot apart, about 45 centimetres, something like that, and that can just go there. If I had 2 main crop varieties together, I might go a little bit wider, you know, 2 feet 60 centimetres, something like that, if I wanted to give the main crop Blue Danube in this case the chance to swell up to their, you know, a bigger size. Could make a difference, but not that important here. Don't have to get bogged down in that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So with regards to setting my individual potatoes, I'm going to be going about 10 centimetres apart, which is about 25 centimetres. You don't have to be that specific, okay? Everyone's got their own way of doing things. That's roughly what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to be dibbing my holes, and I'm going to actually go into the growing medium below the manure a little bit, not much, but all in all I'm going to probably put them about 8 inches deep, something like that. So I'm simply just dibbing my holes like so. So 8 inches is about 20 centimetres. I'm not actually measuring it, I'm doing it all by eye. So that's going to go in just so, like that, and I'm going to follow suit the whole way along. So the reason why I'm going into the growing medium underneath is because some of you out there may not have put the manure on the bed or the compost or whatever. You might just be going straight into the ground below, and I've done that before. I'm just fortunate that this year I've got a nice big pile of horse manure down there, down the other part of the allotment, so it's giving me a good chance to enrich the soil, the growing medium. So of course, as these potatoes are growing, the soil is getting enriched, and doing that yearly, keep doing it, work on your soil, work on your growing medium, and look at it as a long-term thing. So you can see I'm not particularly worried about straight lines. I'm not putting a line up or anything like that. That's not really my style. So I marked out my holes, and all I'm going to do is drop my potatoes in. Blue Danube at the moment, and I haven't deliberately chitted these. They arrived at mine probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I got them from Potato House, and literally just had them sort of laying around in odd places until then, and here they are. One good thing about this potato is it stores well. it's got like an inbuilt dormancy apparently. So if one is looking at a potato for storing, Blue Danube could indeed be it, and I'm really looking forward to my roast potatoes that come from these. So we'll have a little close-up. Now, if you want, you can favour a certain chit, for example that one there, a bigger chit than what many of them have got. You can put that in facing up if you wish. I'm not worried about it. For example, this one hasn't really chitted at all. That's just going to go in like that, and that's basically it. So I'll take this one out and I'll show you again. If you want to make it the most simple as possible, that's it. And then just push it down. So there we are, I've just set 12 Blue Danube potatoes. So going to do the same with these Swift. Now these really need to go in, and they've dried out a bit, but they've got some nice big chits on them. Once again, not deliberately chitted them. Once again, exact same procedure. So that's a Swift potato, big chit there, and literally that's going to go in like that. And there we are. So I've just set 9 Swift seed potatoes. Only had that many left in the bag. I've used the others for some potatoes set at another location. So all I'm doing is covering over using this shovel here. So there we are, all set. So should be up within a month or so. I'm not going to water them today. The growing medium here is very moisture retentive. Can be good to not have potatoes sitting in too damp a growing medium, too damp a soil, because it can actually cause them to rot. So there's enough here, moisture for them. If you're putting them into buckets or containers, whatever, where the growing medium is dry or the ground is dry, then feel free to water them now. But as I stated, not going to at the moment. But I will water them probably in a week or so, depending on whether we get any rain or not. And from there on in, I'll keep them moist, and I'll up the watering towards the end of their life in order to encourage them to swell more. Anyway, let's wait until they come up through the growing medium. Well, 30th of May, and our potatoes have surfaced, or indeed the plants have surfaced. Absolutely lovely, so that's wonderful. So here, variety Swift, they are further ahead than the Blue Danube, as one would expect, because they are a first early potato, as opposed to the Blue Danube, which is a main crop potato, of which take longer to crop. So absolutely wonderful. Now what I need to do is to top them up with some more horse manure here. So you don't technically need to top up first early potatoes, because they only grow on one layer. They're less likely to go green than main crop, which grow on more than one layer. But in order to keep this all simple, to keep it all the same, I'm actually going to top up the whole lot. And at the end of the day, I want to just keep enriching this bed. So the more I can get on here organic matter, the better really. So I've got a wheelbarrow here of some relatively well composted horse manure, and I've got plenty more if I want it down the other end of the allotment. So I'm going to now spread that over these plants, trying not to damage them as I do it. So I'll put down 4 more barrow loads of the horse manure, and all I'm doing is spreading it on the plants. Very moisture retentive this, so this will be very handy, particularly towards the end of the growing cycle, if you want to call it that, when the potato tubers are swelling. I want to try and get some nice big spuds if I can, and I'm making sure I'm covering all of the potato plant like there. Look, I'll cover that one. They'll find their way through, no problem. Anyway, there we go, that's it. We're going to wait a little bit longer, and I may apply a bit more horse manure as time goes on. Saturday the 9th of July, so looking absolutely beautiful here. I love these flowers on these Blue Danube potatoes. So today we're going to be harvesting some of the Swift first early potatoes. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So it's been really dry here. Now here what's happened is these have become uncovered. What's happened is the horse manure has continued to break down, as one would expect, and it's uncovered the top of some of the potatoes here, resulting in some green ones, but that's no big deal, and I think that's probably the only green ones I'm going to get. So I'll let you see those. Right, let's harvest these, so should just gently, God blimey, goodness gracious, that's big. Whoa, yeah, well there you go. Yeah, nice. I'm going to make a little pile over there. Let's have these ones. Once again, there are a few little green ones. We'll get into that in a moment. And let's have these ones out. Yeah, nice. Might be the best ones so far. Really easy to harvest this. Just make sure you look and get all the potatoes out that you can. You don't really want volunteer potatoes coming up next year, rogue potatoes, whatever you want to call them. It's a big first early potato. Would one agree? So anyway, there you go. That's the yield of the first early potatoes. Absolutely wonderful. A few green ones there. Yeah, but really no big deal. And as I said, I could have rectified that with putting more manure on top as it broke down. So very happy all in all. Pretty cool, isn't it? There we are. Hello, 19th of August. So really had some dry weather of late. Not expecting these blue Danube potatoes to have made much size, but either way, I'm going to be harvesting them all today and we shall see what we got. Okay, let's go. Just using a trowel here. Wow. Quite good actually. They look cool as well, and they harvest so easily. You just pull them up as a clump. Let's have a look. Look at them, curious looking potatoes, aren't they? Oh man, that's even better. There you go. So, I'm not going to show you each individual one. That'll thoroughly send you to sleep. But I'm going to go through all of these and we'll see how many we get in this bucket. This is a 30 litre bucket. So let's just get these all up and see what we got. These potatoes are just they're almost too beautiful to eat, really, aren't they? Nice colour. They look like sort of stones painted. Not that one doesn't, but them ones, they look like stones painted purple. Well, there we go. We certainly can't complain at this yield. So I hope you can see that, what we got in there, look. So they all look pretty good. And you know, we've got some taters there of some good size and colour. I will be looking forward to cooking these up. You know, making maybe some chips with the skins left on, something like that. I know they're small, but baking some of them, jacket potatoes or whatever, be quite interesting really. See you know, what we end up with. But anyway, I'll give you another look. And we'll, you know, you can see now, that's how you grow no-dig potatoes in horse manure. See you next time.